What's going on, everyone? We hope you had a great trading day today. 52% of stocks in the S&P 500 closed down in the red today. There was a lot of mixed sentiment and mixed momentum, but in today's video, we're going to be talking about the most important things to know about the market right now, some great setups to keep on your radar, and some important things to be aware of over these next couple trading days. The stock market is less than 1% away from its all-time high. There is some heavy resistance overhead, and the entire market is waiting on this upcoming Nvidia earnings report. So we have an exciting next couple trading days lined up for us. And besides that, Tom, let's dive right into it.
Yeah, and we'll definitely be talking about Nvidia a lot in just a couple minutes, so stick with us. But the SPY was pretty good today overall, I would say. You know, it held its ground, started coming up off of this 560 support, which was good to see intraday at least. Now, was it the biggest mover today? No, it was only up 0.14%, and there was a lot of mixed momentum out there across the market. Like if we go to Tesla, it was a pretty rough day for them. But then we go to Nvidia, not bad, right? Like we had a decent recovery. A couple of the Mag 7 stocks came back pretty well today, like Apple and Microsoft. So SPY's still holding around here, Mike. You know, the market hasn't necessarily picked an overall direction yet, and a few of these big stocks are sitting right on key supports. And I know that right now, you know, the market's been doing pretty well, right? We've been recovering up the past couple weeks, and we're now sitting right at a key resistance. Well, overall, we've been talking about September a lot. September's almost here. It'll be here just next week. The beginning of next week will be the first trading day of September. So I'm pretty worried, Mike, because whenever we go look at the seasonality, over the past 10 years, every other month was positive, besides, guess what? September.
Yeah, so September's a pretty bad month for the stock market. And when we say this, we're not trying to be all doom and gloom. We just want everyone to be prepared with, historical data ahead of time so you can make the best trading decisions for your situation. And like Tom said, whether you're looking at the past 10 years, it's certainly not good for the month of September. But even when you look at election years or even data going further back, September is historically a time of strong selling pressure. With that being said, there is some slight good news to this. When we shift over to the median 2-week returns going all the way back to 1950, we can see it's really the second half of September that is really the worst part of the year, like quite literally. But the first half of September isn't as bad. It's certainly not as good as other times of the year, but it is positive on average. But again, we want to cover this ahead of time so everyone could be prepared going into these next couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And, like we said, the first half isn't too bad, so just keep that in mind. It's just a little bit reduced compared to normal, but that second half will be pretty rough, Mike. So, as we get to the second half of September, I'll definitely be becoming a little bit more worried. But even in the short term, I'm worried because, even with the way the overall market's moving, we're just not getting that good breakout price action here in the short term. We're seeing a lot of chop up around the all-time highs, and we're just failing to really get that big breakout here in the short term. Now, who knows? Maybe the market will prove me wrong tomorrow and we'll open up and push that all-time high and break. Watch it happen. But overall, it's going to be something to look for over the next couple weeks. And I'm not by any means saying that this bull run is over, but it is one of the things just to keep in the back of your mind. And we've been looking at different things throughout the year like VIX and other seasonality charts. And I'll be real with you, Mike, a lot of the times it's played out very well. Even with VIX, we started to see that this time of the year is where VIX normally starts to pop off. And I'll say pop off is an understatement for what it did here.
Seriously, and whether you're looking at VIX or the overall market or anything else, a lot of the short-term sentiment and direction will be heavily influenced by Nvidia, and they're set to report earnings tomorrow after the bell. And what will make this report so important is, one, the fact that Nvidia is quite literally the most popular stock in the entire market, but also, two, it has an extremely heavy direct weighting into the S&P 500. As we can see by looking at this data here, Nvidia is the second heaviest weighted stock in the entire S&P 500. It's only second to Apple, and it's only second by just a little bit. So to say tomorrow will be important will be a major understatement. And another thing I want to hit on a little bit more before we transition is that it doesn't take a genius to think that Nvidia might report good earnings. And the main question with this earnings report is not, if Nvidia is going to be more profitable than they were last year or anything like that, because quite literally, over the past 3 quarters for Nvidia, they have reported triple-digit revenue growth. So it's pretty insane. The main real question will be if their forecast is better than what the market is expecting. And that's what a lot of people will be looking out for.
Yeah, me too, Mike. And I know that the last time that they reported, the stock did pretty well, right? Like if we go to Nvidia's chart, the last time that they reported, they had some great growth numbers and obviously great outlooks. And we can see that this was pretty much right where the earnings was. And it was what really got this stock to start to break out back to those all-time highs again. It's pretty close to all-time highs here. I know a lot of people are looking for a good report, but whenever you're this big and you're growing this much, it's hard to keep that up, right? We'll see if Nvidia does it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you think Nvidia will beat on earnings and they'll be a good reaction to those earnings, let me know. And Mike, that's really the big thing, right? We need a good reaction to the earnings. Like they'll definitely do pretty well on overall growth probably, but we'll see how they do compared to the expectation. And then of course, the reaction needs to be good too. They could maybe mention something in their earnings conference call that could maybe throw something off as well.
No doubt, but whether you're bullish on Nvidia or bearish, the main thing to keep on watch is how the crowd is reacting. Again, we could have great earnings and the stock can crater, and we can have mediocre earnings and the stock can run up to new all-time highs. It's all a game of momentum, and it's important to not only follow the money, but position yourself in a way where, even if you're wrong, you won't lose a lot, but if you're right, you have the ability to, get rewarded in a good way because of that. Be very careful buying options heading into this event because market makers increase the price of those options to account for the added volatility. So consider waiting to trade the move after the report, as this goes without saying. But when we look at Nvidia's historical chart, it's safe to say that there's certainly a lot of opportunity waiting to play the move after earnings ready come out. The stock moves a ton. So I'm very excited for this report, and it'll also have a very strong direct influence on the market as a whole. For example, if Nvidia rockets past all-time highs on this upcoming earnings report, that is going to that's going to turn on the rocket boosters for the S&P 500. But at the same time, if this earnings report is kind of a dud, that'll make it a lot harder for the S&P 500 to truly break out, because when you have your second heaviest weighted stock falling lower, that's a lot to work against.
It definitely is. I hope that Nvidia can have a good report, Mike, but obviously hopes are not what run the stock market, right? We always got to say that. I know a lot of traders out there like to gamble on these earnings. I really say heed Mike's warnings. The market makers really try to price these options to go against people, and you have to really beat the expected move. And the expected move is $14. So that's a pretty big deal. This stock's going to have to move quite a bit, right? And there's a big resistance coming up at $130. I was actually looking at the Bookmap with Nvidia, and there was 1 million shares stacked up at $130 today while the market was open. Just look at that $130 number there. That is major. So we need to really see a $14 move, Mike. So, at the end of the day, we're going to need Nvidia to go up to like $142. It's going to be a pretty insane overall move, right? If we're going to get this to happen. But Nvidia has no shortage of moves, I will say. If I could pick any stock to say that it could get the job done on this, I'd probably say it was Nvidia. But nonetheless, that's still a pretty crazy number.
No doubt. And then looking at the earnings calendar, there are a handful of other stocks on the schedule as well. Chewy's going to report tomorrow before open, so definitely keep a close eye on that one. This one moves in pretty strong ways. And then CrowdStrike, Salesforce, and Affirm after the bell tomorrow as well. And then by looking at the earnings calendar, we could see the rest of the stocks for the week, but we'll dive deeper into those as the week goes on. Transitioning into this week's economic schedule, it's not the craziest lineup ever. We have some GDP data on Thursday, and then some personal income, personal spending, and PCE data on Friday. But besides that, Tom, how are we looking in terms of SPY levels and important things related to SPY for tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's going to be big. Obviously, the pre-earnings move with Nvidia will probably play a pretty big role into SPY tomorrow. We'll probably see a lot of tech stocks have some pretty crazy price action. As far as today, there was a nice double top around 562. So heading into tomorrow, I'm definitely going to watch that nice whole dollar level there. It'll be nice to break. I have resistance after that at 562.50, where we saw a couple hits the other day. And then after that, I'm watching 563.50, 564, and then 565, which is the all-time high. So that's what I'm looking at overhead. As far as support this morning, SPY bounced off of 558.50. I've had support at 558, so I'll definitely be watching that area. And then 557 along with 555 after that, which was a pretty good low last week. So that's the levels on the SPY, Mike. Of course, tomorrow, definitely be careful holding options through close. There could be a lot of price action in after hours.
No doubt. NVIDIA's earnings will definitely be an exciting time. But let's jump right into some setups and predictions. A stock I'm watching very closely right now is GLD, and it is to the upside. For those of you who don't know, this follows gold prices, which are right at record highs. And GLD has been hugging this record high, which is great. It shows that there's a lot of consistent, just resilient buying pressure coming into gold right now, and even other precious metals. At the same time, gold offers, I guess you could say, a hedge in the sense for when people are scared and uncertain about the market. We have seen investors resort to gold many, many, many times in the past. So either way, looking at GLD, the price action has been great, and it's hugging this high of day, which is awesome. So it's definitely on my bullish radar heading into tomorrow.
Yeah, I really like it, Mike. It's right at resistance. I wouldn't be surprised to see a nice break coming soon. I'll definitely keep it on the radar. With my first play, I'm looking at Moderna, and Moderna is pretty crazy right now in the short term. They do have support right around 78.40 today. I'll be looking for another breakdown of that. But if we scroll out a little bit on Moderna, they had a pretty bad move on their earnings. And I mean, when I say bad, that's pretty rough, right? They're now down 34% from that report, and they're hugging the support. So if we see 78 break, keep watching them to the downside. I'm going to look for that big support to start to give out, but just keep Moderna on watch. It's been selling off like crazy since those earnings.
Sounds good. Another stock I'm watching pretty closely is ExxonMobil, and it is to the upside. We talked about oil quite a bit in yesterday's video, and it pulled back a little bit today, but the overall trend is still intact, and there are still some very real reasons for oil to go up over the coming weeks and months. So ExxonMobil is definitely still on my radar to the upside. It would be great to see a breakout above this $120 resistance, but I'm not necessarily expecting that to happen tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if it took a couple of days or so, but I still really like the reward to risk with this setup. So it's on my bullish radar.
Yeah, with everything going on, I think it's important to keep on the radar over the next couple of weeks. Of course, oil and everything like that can pop off at any time, given how these events could shake out. So who knows? We might see some big moves coming pretty soon. But with my next play, I'm looking at Meta, and we're going back to the Bookmap because Meta has a huge support down here at 515. And over the past 2 days, it has really failed to break under this level. But at the same time, it hasn't really gotten any nice bullishness, right? Even today, it couldn't even end up in the green, where a few of the Mag 7 stocks were recovering. But looking at them on the Bookmap, 515 is going to be the major support to watch. If they break under there, I'll be watching them back down. You could see the support on the chart, and Bookmap helps confirm it. There's even some buyers at 515.50 and 516. You can see them all stacked up right there at the midpoint today.
Great. So yeah, there's a lot of activity at those levels, so definitely be prepared for those. But great stuff overall. And Tom, I think we are all set for today's momentum plays. And with the first one, we have Coinbase to the downside.
Yeah, coin fell off pretty hard again today. They're under $200, so if they can re-break under 196, then watch them back down.
All right, with the next one, we have RCL to the upside.
Yeah, RCL is going nuts today, 4.3%. It closed up really high around 170. So if it can break that key 170 level, then keep watching it up. That was a pretty good move today.
All right, and then with the last one, we have Zoom for both directions.
Yeah, Zoom's been killing it lately. They're right at a big resistance, so if they're able to break that at 72.40, then watch them back up. I love that resistance. I love their price action in the short term, but they are pretty high. If they do end up pulling back under $70, then watch them back down. But I don't know, Mike. I'm kind of looking at this one mainly to the upside.
There we go. So we have the downside level for a potential move lower. We have the upside level for a potential move higher. Then we have RCL with the upside level there, and Coinbase with the downside level there. Either way, these three stocks are on watch for potential day trades tomorrow. If and only if they break through the levels Tom listed, the stronger and more consistent these stocks move, the better the setups become. If they don't break the levels listed, do not force the setups. We're looking for strong, powerful, consistent momentum with these stocks. So keep them on watch. And besides that, Tom, let's jump right into today's $314,000 big money trade. And we are looking at ticker symbol MTCH. Today, the big money put $314,000 into the $37.50 strike call options that expire on October 18th of 2024. Looking at MTCH right now, it has been stuck in this range for quite a while, between like $28 and $39 per share. What's great to see is that the stock has been uptrending over like the past couple of weeks, and it's definitely getting closer to its, I guess you could say, upper resistance range, but it hasn't fully like broken out of that level just yet. These call options are already at the money, and they have some time to them, which is good. The market has been pretty strong lately, which also helps this stock, but if we do see a lot of profit taking and just like selling come into the market overall, that would definitely bring in some risk with this play. But either way, assuming this stock can keep up this level of price action and we could see a breakout, then these options can definitely have some potential.
Man, Mike, the Match Group has been definitely adding some stuff to their portfolio. When I start reading into them, they got Tinder, Match.com, OkCupid, Hinge, Plenty of Fish. I mean, they bought all of them, it sounds like. But nonetheless, it's a pretty interesting setup. I do like that it's a shorter term play that expires in October. And I would definitely look for that breakout here. That's going to be the main opportunity here with Match. I do like that it's the 37.50 strike. It's not too far out of the money or anything. It's pretty much right at the money. So I like the strike overall. I really like the channel down here. And, it's tested the top of this channel a few times, and it's kind of coming up for that second test here. So what I'm going to kind of look for tomorrow for like a possible entry with MTCH is like a pretty solid move back above like 37.25. If I could see like a good move past there, I'll definitely be looking for that test of the recent highs and then possible break.
Sounds good. So keep this option on your radar going forward. But Tom, we have to just pause for a moment and reflect on our 100K milestone with the channel. So we just crossed 100,000 subscribers last night. Tom and I are just absolutely blown away right now. Hitting this means more to us than, seriously, we can even describe. And we put our all into these videos. It takes us hours to make these videos, and we just want to say thank you to you all just for being just so awesome and so great. We will be doing a giveaway for this 100K milestone as soon as the YouTube 100K plaque comes in. More information will I guess you could say, be released related to this as it comes in. But we just want to say thank you to all of you for just being, such a great community and just making Stocked Up the place that it is. We have such a great, positive, active, growth-oriented, positive environment that's, incomparable to everything else. So thank you to everyone out there. And, while you're in the Discord, Tom, we might as well give a giant shout out to today's member of the day, Chris Rodriguez in the Profits channel. He started off the day a little bit rough, but ended up closing out pretty strong, which is great to see. So huge shout out to you, Chris. And then also because of the 100K milestone, we're going to do a quick little sale with the trading floor. So if you use coupon code 100K with the yearly plan, you will save $100, and we're going to close the sale pretty soon. So we don't have like a set time limit just yet, but with the trading floor, you get access to all of our bots, our live events, big money trades. You can chat with Tom and myself all day long, and basically you get everything you could possibly need as a short-term trader. Today, some of the best SM bot plays absolutely crushed it with Costco and Netflix. The Costco call options popped up by 416%, with some Netflix call options popping by 187%, all within the same day. So if you want in on the trading floor, now's the time. Coupon code 100K will give you a great deal with the yearly plan. So definitely check it out down below. But besides that, Tom, I'm pretty excited for this week.
Yeah, me too. And guys, it is just so awesome to hit 100K. Thank you for being the best community out there. And, whenever we go back and we look at some of the old videos, and just see all the growth and everything with not even just us, but everybody else out there in the community as well, it is so awesome to see like some members out there like Cornish, Manny, others obviously that are very active in the Discord. You guys have had some great growth over the past few years. So really, really big shout out to you guys as well as the community. But yeah, Mike, it feels good to finally hit 100K, right? It's been a long time coming. So overall, thank you guys. And yeah, let's have a great rest of the week here. And lots of big things are coming with Stocked Up over the next couple years as well. So we're definitely not done yet.
Oh, yeah. We'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, we have some very exciting things we're working on behind the scenes. But besides that, thank you all so much. Don't forget about the discount down below. And besides that, let's have a great week in the market.